Yo.
Yo, what is good, Ethan and Chris? It is February 4th. It is Friday. It has been a wild day in the NBA world. I know Chris was watching the hell out of that Pro Bowl Skills Challenge last night. He said he loved every bit of it.
Nah, negative. The most corniest thing I've watched in a minute.
Yo, football. Are we going to talk about it today? Not really. I'm sorry, Ethan. We're going to have to, wait.
All that was important was yesterday. Mikel Parsons beat Tyreek Hill in the race. That's it. That's all that's important.
So, I mean, we're going to keep it strictly basketball today. There's so much to talk about. We got to deep dive into it. For the people who have never seen any episodes, I'm Daniel.
Chris.
I'm Ethan. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button right now. Just stop what you're doing. Then you come back, hit play, just subscribe right quick.
Like Chris used to say, do you like the video, Chris?
Like the video.
Facts. Ethan, other channel.
Oh, Radical Souls. Woo! We got the Flores coming out next week. Sneaker review for them, and we got Sneak on coming up very shortly. I got the video. Just a little bit more tweaks. They're coming right up.
Word. So I'll have the description. I'll have the link in the description. Y'all can go hop on that if you guys are really into sneakers, want to see what me and Ethan talk about over there. And Chris, you can join up, give your take and stuff, of course.
Of course. I'll be in the comments. I'll be in the comments. I'll troll in the comments.
With that being said, guys, let's get into this crazy NBA day. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Get it.
Where do we start? Do you want to start with the team that's right here? Do you want to start with the other team from across the bridge that no one cares about? Do you want to start with the trade that actually went down instead of talking about rumors?
Go where your heart decides.
You know where my heart is going. You already know where my heart's going to go.
You go straight for it.
All right, bet. So we wake up today. Everybody's having a good day, chilling. Next thing you know, we get a report that Julius Randle has unfollowed the Knicks. Windhorse is reporting that there's been some tension between the fans, Randle, and Tibbs, apparently. There's some tension there between Tibbs and Randle. They're also saying that he requested a trade from other sources. It just hasn't gotten out in the open that he wants a trade. So let's look at the inside first. Chris, what's going through your mind right now, bro? Is it time for Julius Randle to skedaddle out of here?
I feel so. I feel like he got to go. He got to go. For two reasons. He's peaked his prime already. And now he's got he's giving me Russell Westbrook vibes. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Russell Westbrook in what sense?
The bench locker room sense of Russell Westbrook. Like the I need the ball. Well, not really the I need the ball Russell Westbrook, but like definitely the locker room Russell Westbrook. So I think for those two reasons he's got to go. Not really got to go, but like if he goes, I won't be mad.
Nah, yeah, I feel you. Some people think it's premature. I mean, people forget this is Randle's third year with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel me? We try to give it a chance, and like Chris said, bro, it's a situation where once you start getting into some things with your coach in the locker room, and you see his attitude on the court, his demeanor, like, yo, it's bad, bro. It's toxic. It doesn't help the situation, and I want to make it work out, of course, because Julius Randle was probably the first player that took on the challenge. But little did he know what happens when you make it to the playoffs and now your team is garbage. So, you feel me? Like, he wasn't ready for those expectations, and we just need somebody that's going to be ready for that expectations.
Thanks.
Ethan, outside looking in, what's good?
I mean, exactly what Chris said. He hit his peak already. He was a king in New York. Like, he had that 4th seed. He won the playoffs. A little disappointed, but the Hawks went to the semifinals, so can't say much about that.
And if you're going to trade him, my bad. My bad.
No,
go ahead.
Go, Chris. Go.
I was just going to say, if you're going to trade him, there's no better time than now. There's no better time than right now. You're going to get his max. If you want to rebuild around the young core you got, you can go out and get some young players and get a couple young players for him. If you want to go out and get a couple picks, you can get a couple picks for him right now. But if you let this drag on to next year, you don't know what that's going to be like. So.
Following what Chris said, like it could be like a John Wall type of thing, and he just sits out for the following season, or he doesn't play that well, and then that's it. There's your elevation for that.
Now, the rumored player is a player that Ethan knows I have been following for the longest. I wanted this kid to be in the Knicks jersey since that draft. Who was that player?
De'Aaron Fox. That boy's a beast.
Is it fair that everybody's giving him like all this crap about, oh, you haven't been a winner, you've been on terrible teams, he hasn't done anything? Is that fair?
I mean, no, Sacramento's just bad, bro. I mean, they're not a competitor like that, and they're in the West. I don't know. I like De'Aaron Fox, but I mean, do we need another guard?
Yeah, I mean, you can make it work out. You feel me? Like you chip out.
You could. Yeah, I think you got to get rid of Randle, and if you're gonna get rid of Randle, you got to get rid of Kemba too.
I mean, Kemba. I love Kemba. I wanted Kemba to be a Knick since he was in UConn. This is another example of a little late for that. You feel me? Like this dude's being shot out, bro. Like I don't. This isn't the situation for Kemba anymore. Like either he gonna stay here because he wants to be in New York and he's just gonna ride the bench, or be a mentor, or you ship him out and work something out for him with another team, or put him to the bus with Randle to Sacramento. Because that's there's nothing you can do about that. Rose, I mean, he's gonna be our either 6-man or starter depending on what transpires the next week. Quickly is a 2-guard for the most part. I mean, you could use him at the 1, and we've seen that Rose might need some extra time to get back in rhythm. And hopefully you ship out Fournier or Burks. I've been hearing a lot of rumors on Fournier. I heard that Burks, they don't want to just trade Burks just to trade him. It'll be more of a package thing. So that could help. That could maybe free some stuff up to give Cam Reddish, Grimes, RJ, whoever you get some time. So
very true. Yeah. All right, we'll see. But let's go to the next big trade. What do you guys think about that?
So, rumor has it the Nets are now open to maybe trading James Harden for Mr. Ben Simmons of Philly. And right when that rumor comes out, 5 minutes ago on my phone, Wolves open to Simmons and Harris. Minnesota has discussed trade packages with Philadelphia involving draft picks in return for Simmons and Tobias Harris.
Do you think the Nets need a Ben Simmons right now?
I think it's more about salvaging what could happen. I mean, I kept talking to you guys about, don't be surprised if James Harden leaves. Don't be surprised if James Harden leaves. Don't be surprised if James Harden leaves. This is looking like James Harden might leave, and you don't know what's going on with Kyrie. You feel me? Like, Kyrie can't play at home games. Is this going to be an ongoing thing until the pandemic's over, which when is the pandemic really going to be over? So you got to try to salvage it before it gets bad, because if Kyrie doesn't come back this year, you're going to sign and trade him to what team? And you don't know what you're getting back. Same thing with James Harden. Like, you got to kind of just take advantage. Is Ben Simmons the answer? No, but it's better than these guys leaving and either you're not getting a sign and trade done or you're signing trading and you lose a year, and then you're going to pray to God that KD doesn't get hurt the next 4 years of extension or 5 years, how many years it was.
Yeah, facts.
That's the only reason I see them doing it. I mean, like you said, Chris, is Ben Simmons the answer? No, not at all. But I think this is more about let's try to get the most we can for Harden before he dips out and we only get a player in exchange.
Yeah, I think I said that more for the fact that, like, everything that's going on with Kyrie right now, it's like, do you really want to add another,
situation?
Fragile, another situation to the situation that's already there. Which I get it. Yeah, Ben Simmons' situation with Philly is Philly soul, because he doesn't want to be there or whatever. But I don't know. I can't be hot on big guys like that for getting rid of somebody like James Harden. No.
E, what's your take on this, bro? Who you leaning towards more?
I mean, I kind of like that Wolves deal. Wolves deal a lot better because the Nets don't have draft picks, so you're just giving up Harden and maybe whoever's on your bench. But if that trade does go down, then 76ers are going to be amazing. I mean, Harden and Embiid, that's going to be hard to beat.
And it depends who else they keep, because if you keep Tobias Harris, if you keep Tyrese Maxey somehow, which I doubt, but if they were able to somehow keep Tyrese Maxey, who's been really good for them as a starting point guard this year in his second year, that could be a problem.
Yep.
And while we're talking about it, let me put up the standings because the standings are wild in the East right now. Boom. So you got Philly in third, and Brooklyn is sixth right now. They would actually end up playing each other in the playoffs, coincidentally, which is hilarious if that were to go down. What do you do if you're Brooklyn? Do you try to salvage the relationship, or do you just say, "Yo, screw it, we tried"?
I'll say screw it.
I would say screw it too. Yeah, high key.
Because you don't got Kyrie for home games. The least you could try to. I mean, James Harden played 37 minutes last night, scored 4 points. Like, it's kind of looking like Houston again.
You don't think the Nets, like, maybe in the back of their mind would trade Kyrie, or you think they'd be undercutting themselves?
I think they would be open to trade Kyrie, but other teams are more scared of Kyrie than anything else. Like, because you don't want to trade for Kyrie and be like, "Yeah, let's do it," and then next thing you know, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna retire because I don't want to be here," and you're like, "You're gonna what?"
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, like, realistically, where could he play and, like, be okay? Like, I don't know.
You got all these
either way,
mandates,
there's gonna be time. There's gonna be times where he can't travel with the team. Like, there's like that just brings up so many ifs. I don't know.
Do you move on from Kyrie, or do you just say, "Screw it, let's just eat this bullet"?
I would just eat the bullet. I mean, Kyrie already told him how it was before the season started, and he's still staying strong. You just have to bite the bullet at this point. He's lucky to play away games at this point too.
Yeah, I mean they've been losing.
That's true.
They're what on what is it? They're on a 6-game losing streak right now. So I mean, he's been playing these road games too, and they're on a 6-game losing streak. Like, what is that doing for you right now?
Nothing.
I mean, the East, bro. Do you think there's going to be a lot of moves this trade deadline?
100%. The Celtics, I would say the most out of all of them.
I mean, Chicago's at first, Miami's in second, 76ers third, Milwaukee fourth, Cleveland fifth, the Nets in sixth, Raptors seventh, Hornets eighth, Celtics ninth, Hawks 10th, Wizards 11th, Knicks 12th. And then after that, it's like whatever because the Pacers are 5.5 games out.
Yeah.
But from 1 to 12, like it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. How's the West looking this year? I haven't.
The West is looking more like the East, if anything. You got Phoenix Suns.
Yeah. Wow. Damn. That's a steep decline from like 9.
Yeah, I mean, bro, even from look at sixth place. They're 13 games out of first.
Yeah. Wow.
Portland is 20.5 games out of first. Like,
that's crazy. Is it just me or like I just didn't recognize how bad the Lakers were this year?
Yeah.
I mean, no one anticipated it, honestly, and LeBron hasn't been able to stay healthy. You feel me? Like it's been rough. Do they trade Westbrook? What do you guys think?
100%. 100%.
But you're saying 100%, but who do you trade him for? Like,
bag of peanuts. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
at this point.
that contract though, you got to match it, bro. This contract is wild.
I would say Dame.
Dame. You think Dame?
I would like that.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I really do. I mean, we saw a move today between the Clippers, who are in 8th place at 500, and the Trailblazers in 10th, who are 10 games under. They made a trade. Where is it? It was. I'm trying to find the whole trade. Hold on, my bad, guys. It was the Norman Powell and Robert Covington going to the Clippers, and the Trailblazers are getting back Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah. Winslow, another player, and second-round pick.
Yeah, there you go. Let me see. I'm trying to scroll. Come on, hurry up. Yeah, so Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, who I think they drafted this year, right?
Yeah.
And the 2025 second-round pick from Detroit. So that pick could actually be pretty decent because, Detroit is a a 2-pack of ass. But yeah, I mean, Dame for Westbrook might be an option, honestly.
Both hefty contracts, but Dame's checked out of Trailblazers at this point, and Lakers don't want Russ anymore, in my opinion.
I mean, do you take the shot on Dame though because he got that injury? That's the only thing.
Better than Russ at this point with that chemistry. That man is hitting straight backboards this season. Like, it's been tragic.
Chris, would you make the move even though you're not 100% sure on Dame's health?
I would still do it just for the chemistry sake. And if they can get that contract, I guess, matched. Yeah, that's a big question mark, though, man. That is a lot of money they own.
I mean, like I said, the only thing that concerns me is injury. I would do it player for player right now, but that injury definitely plays a role.
Does that make I think it makes a big difference for the Lakers more than it does the Portland.
I mean, at this point, Portland, all you're doing is you're going to have Westbrook for the rest of this season. You'll have him – he'll probably opt in because he's going to get like 40-something mil. So you have him for next season, and he's kind of like one of those people. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of rumors about do you do Westbrook for Randle? Because they were saying, Westbrook, as much as he's not the greatest all-around player, he still is like one of those people that can help set a foundation for your team. You feel me? Like, he has that drive. He has that attitude to him of, I'm going to run through someone's face. Like, that could be something good for the Trailblazers in the sense of setting the foundation, and you don't have too many pieces that you're really trying to build around that isn't Anthony Simons. So that's how I look at that more than anything else.
I agree.
I mean, Ethan could talk because I used to be on a player on his team. I mean,
he's at first he was a team player, but later on it just seemed like he just wanted to control the ball. Like the Lakers right now, it seems like he wants the ball way too much.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. Another team we've been hearing a lot in trade rumors, the Utah Jazz, 4th place right now. They just lost Joe Ingles to an ACL injury. I've been hearing Jeremy Grant a lot. I don't know who would make an attractive offer for the Pistons to say yeah.
It's just Dalvin and Mitchell.
Yeah.
Gobert. Like, everybody else is just so. Royce O'Neal, man. Jordan Clarkson has been making no noise.
Because Jeremy Grant's making what, 20 mil almost?
Probably. It was a decent contract, but I forgot they got Mike Conley too.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Conley would be the only option, but you got Cade Cunningham. Like, why would I?
Yeah, no. Bogdanovich has been quiet this year. There's no one that's.
I mean, they'll probably 3-team trade like a Bogdanovich and a Royce O'Neal and try to figure it out. But I don't know how they could pull that off. Maybe Rudy Gay, but
Mike Conley got 21 million. See, that's that contract.
That's still the Memphis contract he got.
Oh, I remember you guys remember that contract, the Conley contract when that first came out? He was like one of the first like TV contracts to come out, and everybody was like, "Yo, who is this guy?"
He was the highest paid contract.
Yeah, I don't know. He was the beginning of it though. He was the beginning of these like super contracts. I will forever remember that.
Yeah, I got so scared when I saw that contract. I said, "Yo, what are other
NBA
people
finna
gonna
go
ask
bankrupt.
for?" Yeah, I'm like, "Yo, what are other people gonna be asking for at this point?" Like, that's Mike Conley. That's not even nothing crazy. Like, what? So yeah, I mean, the trade deadline is gonna be crazy in my opinion. This might be one of the craziest trade deadlines we are going to see to date.
Yep.
I think it's even more because the last couple of years have been just trash. So
utter trash, bro. Like I don't even remember last trade deadline. All I remember is D Rose. And other than that, like I couldn't tell you who else got traded. Like, Norman Powell and Gary Trent, but like look at Norman Powell right now.
Yeah.
Already got traded again.
I mean, Portland's gonna blow it up, man. Don't be surprised. That's why Ethan's trade deadline rumor doesn't surprise me too much.
Nope, not at all. I'm still surprised by De'Aaron Fox though.
Listen, as long as he's a Knick, I don't care where he goes. It has to be a Knick. It can't be anywhere else.
His top 4 teams are Knicks, Pelicans, Sixers, and Celtics. It's a lot of good teams.
Celtics?
I don't know.
Listen, if he becomes a
Brown-
Sixer or a Celtic, I'm going to be pissed the hell off that we got to see him like 4 times a year, killing us alongside a star. That's
Sure.
my main problem with De'Aaron Fox. It's not as much as I love De'Aaron Fox. Like, I love De'Aaron Fox. I would love for him to be a Knick. It's more so, why do I want to see him on other teams kill us in this scenario?
Sure.
Especially because we have like a Cam Reddish who you can extend it and trade him, because now you got the rumor that Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert's relationship is a little shaky out there in Utah.
I'm not surprised. That was bound to happen, in my opinion.
So you could trade a Cam Reddish down the line and somebody else for Donovan Mitchell, and everything works out perfectly. So it's more about get De'Aaron Fox so we can have a big contract still, and we can also have a piece that we could build around and move other pieces as so. Because if this kid becomes a 76er, he's going to kill us with Joel Embiid for years to come. If he becomes a Celtic, he's going to kill us alongside Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, or one of those two. I don't want to see that. And the Pelicans, they're just trying to make Zion happy any way, shape, or form. Like, I don't.
At this point.
So, yeah, with that being said, let's talk a little football. Because I said I don't want to talk too much football, but this is more about landscape of football with Mr. Brian Flores. This isn't about the game itself, because the Super Bowl's next week. We could wait till next Friday to talk about that. Brian Flores, bro. Chris, your team is out here wilding. I'm not gonna say nothing else about that, but let me give a little bit of a timeline here so we can follow this very carefully. 2019, he interviewed to be the Broncos head coach. This is when he got the job for Miami. Apparently the Broncos, it was Elway and somebody else, right? The owner?
Yep. They were drinking before.
Yeah, and apparently they came up hangover. They were not engaged at all. And Brian Flores said, all right, I see what's going on here. Say less. Waited 3 years to talk about it, but, I don't blame him. Then you have the situation of Miami, where apparently the owner offered $100,000 for every single game he lost because they wanted to suck for a duck. Either Justin Herbert, they wanted to also tank for Joe Burrow, they wanted to tank for Trevor Lawrence. Apparently, owner offered some $100,000 per game that he loses. And then to top it all off, you had the Giants this year. Bill Belichick sends out a text congratulating Brian Flores. Brian Flores says, hold up, are you talking about Brian Flores or Brian Dable? And Coach Belichick said, I effed up. My bad. And Brian Flores looked at his calendar and said, my interview's in 3 days. That's dope. And at that moment, I know he definitely wrote White Brian, Black Brian on his phone.
Yo. That's crazy.
So can we talk about the problem with the head coaching in the NFL?
100%. It's only Mike Tomlin left. That's it.
Only head coach. I actually want to talk about that a little bit first, and then I'll let y'all go, because I actually want to start this off with this, because I know I've seen it firsthand in the sense of how the ownership kind of runs things, because the Jets have recently done this situation. So I don't know if you guys remember when we had the Hall of Fame coach Adam Gase be our coach. That was actually chosen by the owner at that time. It was not our GM, Mike McCagnon, that chose his head coach. When Joe Douglas got here, he said, I'm choosing the head coach. So Joe Douglas hired Robert Saleh after, this first year of him being a GM. But I think the NFL has to start looking at this structure and be like, yo, from here on out, owners are not choosing head coaches. It has to be the GM. There has to be a relationship there, and it has to be that structure. Because there's 6 black GMs in the NFL, and I would think it's weird that none of them have a black head coach. So I do think it has to do a lot more with ownership. I don't know if you guys agree or want to add on to that.
No, 100%.
No, you're right. Yeah, 100%.
I feel like they have too much power, the owners, to pick a coach that wasn't even doing good. Like Alan Gase, the following season was doing horrible, and they don't even check the resume. It could have been a personal thing.
I mean, Chris, you're a Buccaneers fan. Y'all got plenty of qualified black coaches on your team between your offensive coordinator. Mine is slipping my mind right now.
And they got the girl too. I think she's special teams.
Yeah. And then y'all got Todd Bowles on defense. I don't know why. Oh, Leftwich, there you go. Offensive coordinator. So it's like, yo, they were saying all three of them were qualified to be a coach, and none of them heard anything. I mean, Leftwich, he pulled out of the Jaguars job, but.
That just kind of blows my mind. Not gonna lie.
Especially because 70% of your workforce, the players, are black.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it just blows my mind.
I think one of the craziest one is Eric Bledsoe, the offensive coordinator for Chiefs. His resume and clearly past 3 seasons with Chiefs have been amazing, but nobody calls him for head coach.
Oh, no, yeah. And then the one team that's apparently going to call him is the Saints, who are in cap hell, and the draft pick situation is not the greatest either. So it's like a lot of these coaches are getting into scraps. Like they said Brian Flores is still in contention for the Texans job. I'm like, yo, they can offer me that job. I'm not taking it because they set me up to fail there. Like, yo, they got no quarterback. They don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson. I haven't heard about anything from Deshaun Watson since, like, the 3rd week of last season. Well, ongoing season. They got no draft picks. They traded DeAndre Hopkins for a bag of chips, even though he should have brought in more. Like, it's a problem. And then the Jaguars job, like, it's all right. It's not the greatest job.
Starting over.
So, what do you guys think? They got to change a rule? You think they got to make a new rule? You think, maybe what I said, where you got a different implementation of coaching and ownership, talking to each other?
You got to standardize like an interview process. Like, it can't be a team for team basis, and then you got like I don't know. You got a certain decision maker making this and that. I feel like you got to standardize it. Like, all right, each team final decision rests in this and this and this person's hand, and these these 4 people have to sign off on this hiring. It can't just be the owner by himself. Like GM, certain coaches, that they all have to come together and make a decision. It can't just be I want him kind of shit.
Yeah, and even then, like, look at because apparently the Giants owner, right? He was saying that he wanted Brian Flores, and because they signed the offensive coordinator from Buffalo, he was like, no. The GM, they signed the GM, and that he wanted Dable to be his coach ultimately. So, like, is it like you said, Chris, make this little structure where obviously the owner, the GM, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, everybody agrees type situation?
Yeah, I mean, that's far-fetched, but I think that would be the best way to eliminate situations like this.
Yeah, because let's keep it a stat. The Rooney Rule there's a bunch of BS. Like, it's really just, okay, meet this quota. It doesn't matter if you hire them. Just make sure you get 2 people in.
Yeah.
And that's what Brian Flores is arguing against. They kind of just using me to meet a quota. Like, they didn't care about what's coming out of my mouth. Look at the Giants. They already said the coach was this person 3 days before my interview. Like, and I get it. You can have a favorite candidate, but who's to say this dude won't blow your socks off? You feel me? Like,
yeah. That's crazy that it came out beforehand, though.
Yeah, because Belichick texted him. Like, out of all the ways, Belichick texting this dude.
Goddamn, that's crazy.
Yeah, but hey, we're just 3 people on a small podcast. What can we change? It does have to change, though.
100%. These owners are the worst.
Yeah, so I didn't want to end it on a sour note, but I thought we had to talk about it just a little bit. Get your guys' take. It's something major going on. We're obviously going to keep going on with that, especially because you have people like Hugh Jackson coming out of left field talking about, I got paid too, even though I didn't know how it got to my account, but I got paid somehow, and I'm like, so it was coming in direct deposit at the end of the season. We just thought it was just a Christmas gift. That's that has to be investigated before we dive deeper into that. But that's one person. Maybe some other people come out. But guys, Chris is tired. He needs to take his nap. You feel me? I don't blame you.
On a very quick note before we leave, LaMelo Ball got snubbed. I just want to say that. Just throwing it out there in all. The vote, throwing it out there.
I wanted to talk about the All-Star, but once I saw the East, I was kind of like, I don't even feel like talking about this right now.
Fair enough.
That East reserves looks depressing, bro. Darius Garland, I mean, he deserved it, granted, but
Like what? Over
I
Jalen.
haven't even seen the rosters. What do the rosters look like? Are they bad? That bad?
I mean, they're bad enough that I forgot to talk about it today. I didn't even bring that up in the pre-call because I didn't even remember that was announced.
Damn. That must be pretty bad then.
Yeah, I mean, who was snubbed? Ethan, they said LaMelo.
LaMelo, Jalen Brown, Dejounte Murray.
Yeah,
and you got
Dejounte Murray, definitely.
You got Andrew Wiggins starting. You have a whole bunch of DeMar DeRozan starting over James Harden and like another player. Over Jimmy Butler, like it was ridiculous at this voting.
Bro, there ain't no Knicks, so I didn't care. Oh, Anthony Edwards, they said, was another one that could have been snubbed.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards is like there were so many better players. You got Draymond that hit the reserve, and I feel like I haven't seen him play a game.
I forgot he's. I'm trying to find it. Yo, just to show you. Okay, here we go, Chris. I found the list for you. I'm looking for it. I'm like, yo, just to show you. Anyways, the Western reserves are Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, Draymond Green, Luka Doncic, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Donovan Mitchell. Which, okay. This is the East. Get ready for this. I'm going to need you to sit up and prepare yourself mentally for this one. Jason Tatum, Chris Middleton, Jimmy Butler, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Darius Garland, Fred VanVleet.
Okay.
This to me sounds more like oh yeah, your team is good, so here.
Yeah. Facts. 100%.
Garland and All-Star. That don't even sound right.
Yeah.
LaMelo should have definitely been. If anybody from that team should have made it, could have been Jared Allen, honestly. But whatever. I guess.
I feel like Jared Allen before. Garland, no. Garland hasn't. I don't think he's that good to me.
All right.
He's been good, but it's like.
Even Draymond, I feel like he hasn't even.
I feel like he hasn't
5 points average.
DeJounte Murray should have made it. Anthony Edwards should have made it. I mean, it's the same conversation every year with the snubs, bro. It's gonna be Julius Randle should have made it.
I don't know about that.
The way y'all both froze at the same time, y'all were just not even processing it fully.
There was 9 games under 10 fewer points. I don't know.
Listen, it's all jokes. We're gonna get our next All-Star, De'Aaron Fox. Watch, I'm calling it. Next show, De'Aaron Fox would be a Knick.
We will replay this if it happens.
I bet. Don't worry. Anyways, guys, with that being said, we'll see each other next week, Monday, Friday.
Yes,
we'll break down plenty of stuff, football-wise and basketball-wise. So with that being said, guys,
Yes, sir.
Peace.